Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to learn how to do another motif, and this is part of Stitchcation, and this is motif A from the Tucson Afghan. I ran into this by accident on this Afghan and I loved it, and there's another matching motif that goes along with Stitchcation that is also part of the same Afghan. Today I'm going to take you from the start to finish to this. Now you should know that the last round I would wait until all of your motifs for the entire Afghan are done before doing it. Now the way that Stitchcation has been designed, that each one of the last rows for every one of the designs are identical, so they'll attach to each other perfectly, and then it's easy to remember how to do it as well because they are identical. In the later part of this tutorial I'm going to show you how to do the final round, but I'm also going to review with you on how to be able to attach it to its neighbor. All of the octagons attach to each other, and then there's a small connector motif that's done, and you do that at the end of the project when all of the large ones are done. You can see here that the motifs are all together just like this, and it's really quite fabulous. So without further ado, let's grab our 6mm size J crochet hook today, and I'm using Bernat Super Value in order to do this. So let's begin, and we're going to start off with the magic circle. The instructions to do that are in the pattern itself, but here's how you do it. You're just gonna take the yarn and the straggler falling in the front of the palm of your hand. Just point like this with your 2 fingers and just go up over your hand like so and cross over on the top. Insert your hook underneath the first one like so, grab the second, and then grab the yarn again to secure it. Lock that ring. It's kind of a little awkward, but once you get used to it, it goes really quick. So then what you have here is a ring that is ready to go, and you have a straggler that we'll pull later to make it nice and tight. So let's begin our first round. To begin our first round, we're simply just going to single crochet 8 times into the center of this ring, and making sure that we grab both of these strings underneath that same stitch work in order to pull it shut. So I did 1 already, and 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. As soon as I have all 8 in there, what I want to do before I do anything is that I want to attach it to the top of the beginning single crochet that I started with. So just with the slip stitch, just pull it through and through. I'm gonna keep the color the same, but I want to, with the straggler, to pull on it, and it will pull that center nice and tight for you in the middle. And so we're going to begin our first round. To do the cluster, we need to start off with the beginning cluster first, and cluster consists of 3 trebles like you see here, and they're joined at the top because it is a cluster. And so the very beginning one we have nothing to work with, so we have to start the first one first to get it all started, and then it's just a regular cluster after that. So hopefully that makes sense for you. Let's begin. So let's begin to do the beginning cluster. It's a treble cluster. So we're gonna start off by chaining 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And how you do a cluster is you come down into the same space and you wrap the hook twice, coming into the same space, insert, pull through, then pull through 2 and 2 and hold. So normally you would actually pull through another 2 and be done with that treble, but you want to do it as a cluster. To do the next cluster we have wrap and wrap, same stitch, in, pull through 2 and 2 and hold, and now you have the 3 on there that we need. So once you have the 3 loops on there for this particular beginning cluster, you just yarn over and pull through all 3, and then you're ready for another cluster. So let's begin. We're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we're gonna do a regular cluster this time. So a regular cluster, we ended up with 3 stitches or loops left on our hook. This time we'll be left with 4 because it's a regular cluster. So we're gonna wrap twice into the next stitch on the ring or on the circle, and pull through 2 and 2 and hold, so we don't finish it again. Okay, wrap twice going into the same stitch, pull through 2 and 2 and hold, wrap twice into the same stitch, pull through 2 and 2 and hold. And now you will have 4 loops on your hook. Because this is no longer a beginning one and a regular one, the first one is the lead in, and then the 3 are the clusters. Yarn over and pull through all 4 loops and chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's do it one more time. So we're gonna wrap twice into the next stitch, pull through 2 and 2 and hold, wrap again twice into the stitch, pull through 2 and 2 and hold, and wrap 2 times and into the same stitch, 2 and 2 and hold. You now have 4 loops, pull through all 4, chain 4 and back in. You should have a total of 8 one of these clusters that look like a 8 petal flower going all the way around. So I'm getting my last cluster in. I can actually count 8 of them here, and I want to chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and I want to join it to the top of the other cluster, the beginning cluster that we did. So it's right over here. Okay, so I wanted to fasten off, and I'm only gonna show you how to fasten off and change over once. So here it goes. I'm just going to trim off my yarn, and I'm going to yarn over and pull it through the loop to lock it, and I'm going to just weave my tail end into the chain work for about 2 inches. And by doing this, what happens is that it catches it underneath of the next layers of stitches, and therefore you'll never see it popping out, and if you do, you can always trim it safely and realize it's not a big deal. So I'm going to then, once I'm satisfied, which I'm going to be after I do this last one, is that I want to come back to the center, turn it around to the back, trim off my starting, and trim off this one here, and now I'm ready for the next round. So let's begin the next round. I want to go into any of the chain 4 spaces. It doesn't matter which one you go, just go into one and just create a slip knot with your new yarn that you want to change. Remember, the colors ideas that I have are just my ideas. You're more than welcome to use your own ideas, and in fact I encourage it. So we want to join on, and we want to chain 1 and then single crochet into this chain 4 space, and we want to single crochet that for a total of 6 times. So we got 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and you're gonna notice that there's too many stitches to go into that space. That's what kind of makes it really cool. You immediately just jump over, go to the next chain 4 space and put another 6 in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and again immediately just jump over and another 6. So continue to do that same pattern all the way around. So now that I'm all the way back around, I have my 6 in the last one. Please just slip stitch to the beginning single crochet that you started with. Please fasten this yarn off, and I'll be right back and I'll show you what to do in the next round. So let's begin the next round, and we're simply gonna start off with a slip knot. This round is relatively easy as well. We're just gonna create some chain work in order to work on it. So what I recommend is just go into the first one that you want, just right above, just kind of follow it straight up, and we're gonna be playing every 2 stitches anyway. So we're just gonna attach first, like so. Okay, chain 1 and then single crochet into that same space, like so. So now we're ready to do some chain work. So what we're going to do on this one here is that we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just come back down, skip over 2 and go to the 3rd for a single crochet. So the repeat pattern on this one here, on this round, is chaining 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skipping over 2, coming to the 3rd. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skipping over 2, going to the 3rd. Please do that same thing all the way around. I'm coming up all the way back around, and I'm chaining my 5, and I just want to slip stitch it then to the beginning single crochet that I started with, like so, and you should have a total count of 16 of those chain 5 spaces going all the way around. Make sure you have 16 or things will not work out. I'm gonna keep the color the same, but of course you can always change your colors if you wish. To begin the next round, I want to start off, and we're going to slip stitch into the next chain 5 space. Just slip stitch to begin, and I want to chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and then double crochet 2 more times into the same space. So each one of these chain 5 spaces will only have 3 double crochets in them, and then what we're going to do after you get that done is that there will be an actual chain 1 right after that. So there's a chain 1 that separates each one of these. So chain 1, and then coming into the next space is gonna be 3 double crochets into that same space. So please continue to do that. So each one of the spaces will have 3 double crochets followed by a chain 1 all the way around, and then I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna fasten this yarn off and go for something else after that. So it's a nice easy round for you to do. We'll see you in just a second. Once you're all the way back around, you'll have your 3 double crochets in followed by a chain 1, and just slip stitch it to the top of the beginning chain 3 that you started with, and then fasten that off, and then we're ready for the next color. So let's start my next color. This time it's gonna be lavender. This one is a very easy round. We just want to come into any one of the chain 1 spaces. It doesn't matter which one you grab as long as it's just one of them, and just attach your yarn as normal. Okay, and you're going to chain 1 and then single crochet back into that same one like so, like that. Okay, so let's get ready. We're going to chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and into the next chain 1 space just single crochet. That's all this round is. So 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in next chain 3 space. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chain 1 space. Please do that all the way around. So I'm coming up all the way back around. I'm making sure I get my 7 in again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Please just join it to the beginning single crochet that we started with. So I'm going to keep this color the same for my next round to thicken up this whole chain work, and that's coming up next. To begin the next one, I'm just going to simply just single crochet right into the next one, and that counts as 1, and I only want to do 5 singles into each. So 2, 3, 4, and 5, and honestly once you get the 5 done, go into the next one and do another 5 into the next chain space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and it makes these this area, see how it kind of just comes down like this? It's kind of neat. So because there's not enough stitches to make that really ball out, it causes it to jump up like that. So when you see it on the original, you can see that there's a lot of gapping space because of it, and it's a really kind of a cool effect. So remember, each one of these is 5 single crochets, 3, 4, and 5, and then just jump over. And the next round is our final round, and I'll show you how to do that in a bit, but let's finish this round first. Once you're all the way back around, just slip stitch to the beginning single crochet that you started with and fasten that off, and let's get ready for the final round, and let's review that in just a moment. We're now ready for the final round of this motif, but I recommend to you that you get all of the motifs done to the second last round before completing any of the final rounds. The final rounds have to attach to each other, so if you do the final rounds for each one of these and not attach them, then you're gonna have to sew everything together, and nobody likes sewing. So what we want to do is that this is an example of what one looks like without attaching to anything. So it kind of makes for a cool motif or doily. But we want to attach as we go, and where they attach is that these are going to be attaching to other octagons. And let me just pull out another example that we have here. Okay, so you can see that they are attaching to each other just like you see here, and then there's a small connector that goes in the middle of where these are going, and the connectors are waiting till the last minute in order to get in there. But the final ones for the big ones is that you have to attach them all at the time of actually doing them. So the small connectors connect to everything, but the big ones only attach to the neighbors that they're attached to. So I'm gonna start you off and show you how to do one of these, because not all of the sides, especially on the exterior sections of the Afghan, they actually are not attached to a neighbor because they're the outside edges. So you do need to know how to do this, but then I'm gonna show you how to attach them without sewing either, or as well. So let's get started in that next. So let's begin. We're gonna create a slip knot, and we're gonna start off with making the first corner. And I want you to just look for it, and just look for the very first one of the grouping of 5. Okay, look for the 5. So it doesn't matter which one, could be any one of them. It's up to you. So we're just gonna go into the one and just attach. In each one of the exterior of the large motifs are the same. So now we're gonna change our chain 5. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a treble plus a chain 1. That's what it counts as. So we're gonna treble again into the same stitch, followed by a chain 1, and then treble one more time. So each one of the corners has a total of 3 trebles with chaining ones that separate them. So now we're going to begin along and do a flat edge. So the flat edging is all the same for all of the stitch-cation motifs for the large ones, and the first 2 are a double crochet each. The next one is a half double crochet, and then the next 3 are 3 single crochets, and 1 into each. And now we're gonna get bigger again. So we're going to start it with a half double. The next 2 are going to be double crochets, and now we're ready for another corner, which is the same spot of where we started over here. So we start off with the treble first, followed by a chain 1, and then go for another treble into the same stitch, which is the middle one. And what we want to do at this point is that we want to grab our joining one. So I'm just gonna use this one here, and what I want, actually I'm gonna use the other one here. So I'm just gonna look for where they need to join to a neighbor, and I want to make sure the right side is up first before I go anywhere. I would recommend doing this on a table, and so you want to make sure everything is gonna balance. So I want to attach this one to here and to here at the same time, and it's gonna leave a hole right in the middle, which is your small connector that you can see up over here. So let's begin to do that. So let me show you how to do that. So what I'm gonna do is take out my hook, which fell out on its own, but I'm gonna position everything back into my hand and pinch this loop, and I'm going to look for where this needs to join in order to make it work. So what I'm going to do at this point is that I have to start off and I look for the adjacent one, and I look for the middle one of the 3 trebles. Okay, so this is the 3 trebles going down in, and I grab that loop that I had, pull it through, chain 1 to lock it, and then I treble it once again into the same one that I've been working with, and now that just permanently attached it to that particular motif. Now let's work along the side as normal. So it's going to be 2 doubles in a row. The next one is going to be a half double. The next 3 are singles. The next one, we're gonna get bigger, is gonna be a half double. The next 2 are doubles. So this is the same thing that we've been doing for all of the motifs, and now this time this is another corner. So we're going to treble to start into the next stitch, followed by a chain 1 and treble again. That is the middle one of the 3. So once you have that done, pinch it, let it go, go back down to your motif and get the next one that's available to you. Straight down into the same stitch but on the other motif, pulling it through, chain 1 to lock, and then treble back into the same stitch to lock that one. So now this one is permanently locked to this one. So now what's happening on this one here, I'm just gonna pull this out a little bit, is that when I look at it here, you can see it's locking into this one up here, but now when I come around here I wanna lock it to this one as well, and I'm gonna do that in just a second. So let me just come along and I'm gonna do the same thing. So I'm going to go two doubles in a row. Okay, half double, because I'm working along the flat edge, 3 singles. Okay, half doubles, or just 1 half double, 2 double crochet in a one in a row, or they're in a row, and now here's the next corner. So we start off with the treble, okay, chain 1 and treble into the same one again. This is the middle one. So now I want to turn this and I want to secure this one into position to where it needs to go. Okay, so I look for the middle one of this other one that's in behind, coming straight down on the right side, pull the loop through, okay, and then I just lock it by chaining 1 and treble back in, and basically you just keep going all the way around in the same fashion. Now because each one of these attach in 2 spaces per side, that means I've only attached it 1 time so far, and I gotta attach it once again to this top one in order to make it work. So let me do that. So do you remember what the stitches are? It's 2 doubles, half, and 3 singles, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, a half as we get bigger again, 2 doubles. See, the attaching process is not a big deal. Okay, and then the trebles, we're gonna start off with the first one. So 1 corner, chain 1, the next treble, this is the middle one of that same corner, pinch it, coming down, just looking across to where it's gonna attach next, and it's the middle treble coming straight down from the right side, pull through, chain 1 to lock, okay, and then treble back again into that same stitch. So then basically that's been attached. Now when I pull it up, I can see that this one has been attached now in 2 spots, just like there, and that's all I can attach because I don't have any more motifs to attach to. But once you start attaching them together like that, you just it becomes like a brick wall. You just keep attaching until your afghan is completely done. So continue to go all the way around in the same fashion. If you have nothing more to attach to, you just continue to go around as normal, just like I'm kind of showing you, and you can also read that in the instructions as well. So as you're coming back up all the way around, you're just gonna finish it off as normal. Come to the 4th stitch or the 4th chain up. Don't go to the 5th like you started with, because then it won't keep that gapping consistent at the end. So just finish that off, and again I'd recommend that getting all of your motifs done before doing the final border, because you have to attach them to your neighbors, and if you're working with 6 different motifs, you may change your mind on where they should go, especially if you've been having fun playing with the colors like I have. Until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of Yarnspirations as well as thecrochetcrowd.com. Stay tuned for more free patterns and ideas. We'll see you. Bye bye now.